Okay, she is here tonight for her 4th time at Tao Comedy Studio. You can catch her next week at Netflix's A Joke Fest. Put those hands together for the one, the only, Tatiana Sofia! One more time for Jenna! And give it up for yourselves! I'm Tatiana, and last year I moved from New York to LA. Woo! Yeah, I know we got some transplants in the audience. I thought I was big shit moving here from New York until I tried to park at a Trader Joe's. Yeah, y'all, a lot of y'all don't know me that well, or I can't actually see if any of my exes are in the audience. So I'm gonna share some of my lore. Woo, yeah, shout out to lore. Yeah, we've all got it. So my villain origin story is that my parents, shout out to my mom, my parents divorced when I was 7 years old. Yeah. Yeah, any people, children of divorce? Yeah, I know there's some of us out there. 70% of us, to be exact. So here's what I think. If you have not seen your parents ravaged by divorce, that is a form of nepotism. Yeah. In fact, your parents own a house? Nepo. Both your parents still alive? Also Nepo. Do you have grandparents still alive? You're a grand Nepo. At age 11, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Woo! Yeah, any autoimmune baddies in the audience? Let's go! Yeah, my dad left when I was 7. And my pancreas was like, I'm right behind you. For those unfamiliar, that means that I inject myself with insulin every single day. Yeah, and sometimes I give myself too much because I don't measure it. I just go off the vibes. Yeah, being diabetic is actually kind of crazy. For example, I'll be sitting at home on my couch, minding my business, and all of a sudden my blood sugar plummets. My life is flashing before my eyes, all while I'm trying to reset my Netflix password. I've had blood sugar so low, it wouldn't even register as a number. Yeah, every day for me is like Final Destination with orange juice. To manage my blood sugar, I got an Omnipod, which is essentially a tubeless insulin pump that gives you insulin automatically. Yeah, and essentially, when the pod expires, it makes a beeping sound that sounds like a flat line. Yeah. The first time I heard this sound, I called the fire department. Yeah. And they evacuated the entire building. But at least I got firemen in my apartment. Speaking of firemen, dating with diabetes is really fun, if you haven't tried it. I have like all these gadgets all over my body. So, you know, sometimes I'll be like hooking up with a guy and he's staring at my arm. And I'm like, hello, my tits are right here. And if he doesn't ask me about it, I'm like, were you even looking at my body? Yeah. Diabetes can have my pancreas, it cannot have my orgasm. Yeah, I haven't been on a date in a while. I think Grace was talking about how it's hard out here for the ladies. Yeah, I'm not dating, I'm just not fucking. Yesterday I was driving and this guy signaled for me to turn, and I got a little turned on. Yeah, so that's how long it's been. I'm on the apps, but it's not going well. I downloaded Raya. Yeah, Raya. Everyone's like a startup founder or a creative director. I'm like, I'm doing stand-up. At least one of us needs to have a real job. Somebody's got to pay for these meals. British Vogue published an article asking if having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I don't even have a boyfriend and I'm embarrassed. I can't find anyone that I want to date because Latino men have been in hiding. I don't normally date white guys. If I'm gonna date a Chad, he needs to be like a spicy white. Like he needs to have a little sazon. But if he's going to be a spicy white, there is a scale that's socially acceptable. So for example, he does not go to protests, and he also does not include pronouns in his email signature. Because if you are a straight white guy named Chad, it's implied. So yeah, I'm not dating. My dog is 35 pounds. That's enough man for me. Y'all have been great. Thank you so much.